In the year 2025, a bunch more Disney and Mickey Mouse cartoons went in the public domain. Not that they seem to care, because most of them are already on YouTube for free anyway. I had fun talking about them the first time, and I meant to do a part 2, and it took me a while because, I don't know, procrastination sucks. So anyway, we're doing all the shorts that came out in 1929, which is a lot more than 1928, which only really had one, but I count the two that were made in 28. But yeah, 1929 features a lot more Mickey Mouse cartoons, including the brand new Silly Symphonies. The biggest recurring theme of all these cartoons is the sound. Basically, all the animations here are heavily music-based and don't have a whole lot going for them, to be honest, compared to 1928, which had a lot more experimentation. It was neat at the time, but of course Disney would have learned to make different types of cartoons rather than just copying the same formula that works over and over again. Because, yeah, while these cartoons are fun, it gets a little tiring seeing just the same repetitive dances over and over again. I know Mickey Mouse is not dancing right now, but trust me, most of the time these characters will be dancing. And it's fine the first time, but seeing it like 20 times in a row gets a little tiring. Especially when they reuse animation. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw the exact same skeletons dancing in that way in the skeleton dance in this other animated short called The Haunted House. Same year. Not too good there, guys. Then again, I really don't know how many animators are working on at Disney at this point. As a matter of fact, I think it still might all just be Up iWorks, which I doubt, actually. I think there's others, but not nearly enough. Having said that, let's go take a look at the Disney cartoons of 1929, starting with the first one released, The Barn Dance. This also has our first appearance of a new Disney character, Horace Horsecollar. Well, it's not saying it's his first appearance, but this horse looks exactly like him, so I don't know why I wouldn't be considered this one, but whatever. In case you're wondering, before Mickey had a dog, he had a horse, who was also kind of his friend at the same time. Unfortunately, Horace kind of fell to the wayside to other Disney characters. In the barn dance, Mickey and Pete fight over the affections of Minnie Mouse, which doesn't really make much sense, because why would Mickey feel like he has competition with a weird bear-cat thing? Whatever. This is also the only other time you'll see this weird parrot from Steamboat Willie. It only appears in this one other cartoon short, other than maybe like a reference in like a way later cartoons. But at this point in the early days, I guess they saw this parrot. Yeah, it's 2 times. We don't like it. Done. Anyway, Mickey and Minnie decide they're going to kiss, which is something they do a lot in these cartoons, believe it or not. But they get tail whipped in the face. So Mickey's brilliant idea is to tie a 50-pound weight to his tail, and that totally won't slow him down. Why does he even have that in the car anyway? What an asshole. The rest of the short is The Barn Dance, where Mickey apparently doesn't know how to dance, because he just steps on her feet the whole time. What an ass. I'm not just calling him an ass for no reason, he literally becomes an ass. Mickey then tries using a balloon to fix this, but, you know, he goes naked and doesn't really work out that well. In the end, Pete steals his girl, and he gets hit in the face with her ass, and then he starts to cry. The end. Yeah, that's how this cartoon ends. It ends with him crying. What a weird-ass cartoon. It is funny, but it's so different that Disney would end a cartoon like this. You would never see this happen ever again. The next cartoon is the Opry House. Opry? I don't know what that is. When looking up what an Opry or opera is, it sounds like a country music thing. But in the actual cartoon, it's Mickey Mouse putting on a vaudeville show. Okay. Well, I guess that explains some things. You know the cartoon's going to start out well when Mickey has to push a pig's fat ass into the door because you can't get in. But Mickey finds a trick that doctors hate, a weight loss trick. That is, stabbing someone in the ass. That's the best way to do weight loss. Imagine how easy that would be if that happened in real life. You know, just stab yourself in the ass and you lose all your weight. That'd be nice. The most confusing thing about this cartoon is that on the curtain for the show it says how do you say that word? The biggest question I have is, why is on the curtain it says asbestos? Like, what the hell? I know people didn't know how toxic it was back in the day, but why would it be on the curtain of all things? It's not a brand, it's just an actual chemical. Very strange. We get to see the show, which is just Minnie doing whatever this is for one part of it, which is, yeah, it's something. One thing I noticed about these iWork directed cartoons is that there's a lot of weird belly button stuff. The belly buttons probably have circles and they can just pop up and fly out. It's really weird. It happens more than once. It's like, what the hell's going on there? And next up, Mickey's fighting the piano, basically. You see this a lot in cartoons. I don't know this is the first time ever, but it might be that this actually happens in a cartoon, because none of the other ones had sound before Mickey Mouse, really. So, yeah, I guess it's the first time we see a cartoon character fighting a piano, which would become a running trend, and they wouldn't have a lawsuit between Warner Brothers and MGM over that. In fact, they had the same cartoon coming out at the same time that had a similar concept. But no, Mickey Mouse is doing it before them way earlier, so yeah, whatever. Who cares about that? It's a good idea. As a matter of fact, we actually see Mickey fight piano in another short later on, so be prepared to see this again. And that's about it for this short. It's alright. Not bad, but nothing too special. Also, asbestos is there again. Next up is When the Cat's Away. So this weird cat leaves his house, who is not Pete at all. It's just some random cat. He's not just a random cat, his name is Tomcat. So, yeah, another rip-off there. Tom and Jerry stole the name. Just kidding, Tomcat was a term beforehand, so, you know, it's pretty common. Anyway, in this cartoon, Mickey and Minnie are actual mouse size, and they just, well, play in this cat's house. When I mean play, they just really just play music and piano. It's fun to see little Mickeys mess around and stuff, that's kind of funny. But other than that, there's not a whole lot going on here. There's a part of the cartoon where Mickey actually acts like a mouse and actually wants to go after cheese. Wow, you didn't expect that to happen. So what's he do? He's going to eat the cheese, obviously. No, he doesn't. See, Mickey's not a typical mouse. He puts the cheese in the player piano and makes it play music, because I guess Swiss cheese has musical ability. Yeah, it's very shocking that a mouse is not eating cheese and just plays music, but that's Mickey Mouse for you. There really isn't a whole lot to this cartoon. It is fun, but like I said, there's not a whole lot going on, unless you want to see Minnie Mouse's ass close up. The next cartoon is the Barnyard Battle. In this short, Mickey and other mice go to war with Pete and the other cats. We even see Mickey get recruited and being tested for all of his, whatever you call it. He has a belly button too, and he's naked. It's very, weird. The mice are going to fight the enemy, which is an evil cat army. We get to see something that, obviously, Iwerks loves to do a lot, which is these up-close and 3D shots. They are pretty neat, though, but they are pretty repetitive, since they are pretty expensive to animate, so might as well keep repeating them. So basically, it's all trench warfare between the mice and the cats. It's actually pretty well animated, though this short is pretty short. A lot of the really cool segments don't last that long compared to the Mickey getting his ass tested out and shit. But hey, if you ever want to see Mickey use a machine gun, well, here you go. Yep, it's official. It's not made up. Also, it seems that Mickey single-handedly wins the war by using this direct strategy, and it just works all the time. So yeah, that's how the mice win the war against the cats. That was the Barnyard Battle. A very weird short. It's the only one that's not really music-based, so yeah, that makes it pretty unique. I like it. Next up is the Plow Boy. Probably my least favorite cartoon of this year. This is also the quote-unquote first appearance of Horace Horsecollar, even though you saw the same looking horse in the previous short, but whatever. The reason I'm not a big fan of this short, because not a whole lot happens and just not really funny. Most of it is Mickey Mouse milking a cow. That's it. And randomly sexually harassing Minnie Mouse. Like, Mickey had some issues back in the day. Jeez Louise. So then Mickey gets beat up and by all the stuff there. It's, okay, I guess. It just, I don't know, there's not a whole lot going for this one, and there's not a lot of good jokes. It's just kind of weird, and, well, not weird in a good way, just kind of like weird and like, okay, that's happening. Like, there doesn't seem to be a really good through line. At the end, Mickey just makes a pig as a new plow, I guess, because this old one broke. Oh, okay, well, that was an interesting cartoon. Next up is the Karnival Kid. This one's pretty well known due to the fact that the first time we actually hear Mickey Mouse say a full sentence. Hot dog! Hot dog! So yeah, Walt Disney was one of the earliest voice actors, technically speaking, in terms of animation, that is, since there's always radio stuff, you know. And yeah, Mickey sounds a little weird early on here. He's selling hot dogs at a carnival. Even in the grainy aspect, you can see how well animated it is and all the crazy things going on. I love carnival settings, and this one is pretty animated, lovely. This one's fun as Mickey's trying to compete with all the carnival stands with his little hot dog stand, and he causes a lot of trouble, and it's kind of fun. I like this one a lot. And now you know why Mickey Mouse is so obsessed with hot dogs now. Hot diggity dog. He loves hot dogs. And apparently his hot dogs are alive, which is kind of weird, but whatever. He tells them to go in mustard, even though the mustard looks like ketchup. Well, you know, mustard is light in color, so being dark would appear more like ketchup, but, you know, I'm not going to question that, or the weird bun shape. I'm also not going to question the fact that Mickey spanks his hot dog. Yeah. So that's all fun. In the end of the cartoon, just cats sitting on a fence with Mickey playing guitar for Minnie. Don't know what that has to do with the rest of the cartoon, but, you know, cats on the fence. Yeah, should have been about Mickey selling hot dogs the whole episode, but whatever, that's just me. Next up is our first Silly Symphony, The Skeleton Dance. In case you don't know what Silly Symphonies were, they were an anthology cartoon series that don't focus on Mickey Mouse, just can be where the hell they want, and sometimes they would have a lot bigger budget. Now, The Skeleton Dance obviously has some great backgrounds and some good animation, but it really is just skeletons dancing in the graveyard, and that's about it. It's entertaining, it's good Halloween background stuff, but there's not a whole lot to it. In fact, they repeat the same animation of them doing this dance over and over again. Yeah. there you go. Skeletons dance. Next up is Mickey's Follies. Mickey is once again putting on another show in the barnyard because that's something that he does constantly. This one doesn't have a whole lot of gags, in fact, very little at all. Just here's some random animals doing a little dance to the music because people in the 1920s were impressed by animation that was miming along with the music. And the rest of it is Mickey playing some instruments. This one is fine. There's nothing interesting really going on with the animation. It's just there. It works, but it's nothing special. It's one of those you can skip if you want. But I mean, if you want to, these are really short, so you might as well watch them if you want to. But yeah, Mickey's hits his teeth, and that's about it. This is one of the actually more impressive animated scenes in the whole short, because the rest of it is just kind of there. Oh well. Next up is the Silly Symphony, El Terrible Toreador. I hope I said that right. This Silly Symphony is basically just a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse cartoon, but with the replace of human characters in Mexico, I guess. Maybe Mexico, maybe Spain. I don't really know. I'm not good with that stuff. Like, these two characters act exactly like Mickey and Minnie, except they're designed differently, and they go to a bullfight. Quite literally, a bullfight. He's fighting a bull. And then they dance. And he's trying to impress a girl, but I don't know if this is impressing anybody. And we don't see him interacting with her again. He just fights a bull, and yeah, inside out, and that's the end. They throw hats. Not even flowers. They couldn't get that right. Honestly, this is a pretty nothing cartoon. There's barely anything that happens in it. There's not a whole lot of jokes, and yeah, even what's there is just not really that funny. This is the outlier among silly symphonies, as it doesn't really focus on like just a bunch of things dancing and singing. It feels like it was supposed to be a Mickey Mouse cartoon, but they just changed it to whoever this guy is, and yeah, whatever. Next up is Mickey's Choo. I think this is my favorite of all the shorts that came out during this time period. It makes sense. Walt Disney is a big fan of trains, so it makes sense that early Mickey Mouse cartoon will be about trains. But before he can ride the train, he has to place spaghetti on his teeth, because, you know, that's something you do. I don't know. Look at this. It looks bizarre. And of course, you have to play a dog's belly, because that is just what you do before getting on a train. What the fuck are you doing here, Mickey? What's sadist? Once you actually get to the train ride, it's pretty chaotic in the best way possible. At one point, the train starts falling down, and that's when we get the crazy 3D perspective shots that Bob is known for. Like, geez, Louise, it's actually pretty impressive for the time. And while sure it does repeat a little there, that initial downhill shot is actually really impressive. Though what's less impressive about this short is the fact that as they're going down the train, they find a cow, and that animation looks familiar. Yeah, it's the same cow chasing animation from Plane Crazy. Not too impressive there, Disney. Come on. But it's okay, because they go in a little cart at the end, we get Minnie's ass shot again, and there you go. The end. This one's crazy, zany, and has a lot of unique fun angles. The only problem is that it does reuse animation from Plane Crazy, which is not good. Next up is the Jazz Fool. Mickey once again is having another band show at the barnyard, because that's what he does all the time. The clothes are dancing, all the animals are playing musical instruments, like they always do. And those instruments include each other, because animal abuse is funny. If animals are doing it to other animals, it's fine. And slapping people in the ass is perfectly fine. And then becomes a gag about Mickey Mouse fighting his piano, who's alive. We did this, didn't we? Like earlier this year, Disney, iWorks, you guys have already done this. So it's not as funny here, because I don't even know what the hell's going on here. I know he's trying to punch it, but it's not really smooth there. He's just an asshole. And then he bites him in the ass. The end. Yeah, this one feels like filler, because there's literally only two segments. Horse collar plays a little instrument, and then Mickey plays piano. And that's about it. Yeah, probably one of the weakest ones of this showing. Next up is the Silly Symphony, Springtime. This one basically showcases a whole area of the forest just dancing because it's springtime, doing all sorts of crazy things. Like, for example, there's a mom bird, and there's her eggs. Each of the eggs, they hatch. So what these baby birds do when they get hatched, they dance, of course. Not only do they dance, but they do the most important thing ever. You know what that is? They slap their ass. Yeah, these birds are slapping their booties. They quite literally have fat asses. Like, geez Louise, who the fuck animated that? There's a really interesting range shot where this Groot here is just digging his belly button because he has one. It's yeah, this is bizarre. Basically, everything here is chaotic. The funny thing about this short, really, is the fact that even though it says springtime, it came out in October. Imagine releasing an animated short entirely about spring. And, you know, October. The last thing, if you think about it, in October is spring. The next Silly Symphony cartoon is Hell's Bells, which has got to be one of my favorites of this whole cycle. Hell's Bells takes place in hell, and in the most creative way possible. I love it. This is chaotic, it's zany, it reminds me of Porky and Wacky Land. If you ever see that cartoon, it's fucking amazing. And we get to see the devil, who looks very similar to the devil from Cuphead. I wonder if they were inspired by this. Everything about this is very creative. It's got that, it has an edge to it that I really like. I don't know, maybe I'm just a weird person and like this shit, but you know what, I don't give a shit, I like it. Also, cows in hell, you can milk fire out of them, which is fucking insane, but I love it. I like how ballsy it was to make a show like this. The devil eating a milk fire soup. Just everything about it is you know, I like it, alright? I like the part where the devil feeds one of his servants to his three-headed dog. Love it. But then he gets dragged down by his own fire at the end, I guess, after one of his minions tricks him. Okay, weird way to end it, but other than that, I loved it. Next up is Jungle Rhythm, and don't worry, there's no weird, scary types here. You don't have to worry, it's not that type of jungle. You have to be careful when titles have jungle in the name in their old cartoon, because there was a lot of weird stereotypical stuff here. Here, just Mickey hanging out with all the animals of the forest. It seems like he's going out for a hunt to see if he can bag some big prey, but he fails miserably at that. At one point, it seems like he's going to get eaten by a lion and a bear, and it's actually pretty funny. So what do you think is going to happen? Well, the animals just start playing music. And that's it. Yeah, now they just want to dance with Mickey instead of eat him. Okay. Well, I guess you missed out on comedic potential there. Whatever. You can kind of see some of the problems these 1929 shorts is that they're really focused on that music aspect. They kind of push aside pretty much anything else. And I know they can make up good gags like they have. It just feels like, oh, we'll put these filler in here. They obviously do change a bit when it comes to next year, so this is just for 1 year. But yeah, it does seem like they're really trying to repeat the success of Steamboat Willie. Which I don't blame them, but they need to have better variety. I don't know why I'm getting advice to a 95-year-old cartoon at this point. It makes no sense, but here I am doing it anyway. Next up is The Haunted House. So the first half of this cartoon is amazing. Mickey's stuck in the rain, it's all dark, he's to go to a little scary house on the middle of nowhere. It looks great, it's spooky, it's scary. He is face to face with death. I'm sure this scene scared a couple of kids back in the day. Don't worry, Mickey, all he has to do is play the piano and they start dancing. Yeah, Death is dancing with his skeleton friends. In case you're wondering, yes, we did see skeletons dancing already in the skeleton dance, so we get to see more of that, which is fine, but I prefer the haunted element of it. It does get pretty bad when near the end of the episode, the skeletons start doing the exact same animation that they did in the skeleton dance. Okay, yeah, we already saw that. Don't need to see that again. Anyway, the last silly symphony of the year was the Merry Dwarfs. The Merry Dwarfs were about little dwarves with beards. They're the predecessors to the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Can you guess what these dwarves like to do? Why they like to play music on unconventional objects. I haven't seen that before. And they do the same repetitive dance with the other dwarves. I haven't seen that before yet. Honestly, by this point, I was a little tired of this stick, and seeing it with dwarves didn't really change anything. This is easily one of their weakest ones. I mean, the rest of the row is a couple weak ones, but yeah, you can skip the dwarves. And finally, the last 1929 Disney short is The Wild Waves. Well, no, just Wild Waves. This one has some pretty great animation where Mickey is at a beach playing his little banjo there. It's about him saving Minnie Mouse from a group of wild waves. I mean, it's called Wild Waves. Mickey tries to save her, but he's really bad at it, even though he's supposed to be a lifeguard. He can't even row his boat into the ocean. He's not very good. Eventually, he does save her, and he talks again.
Alright, don't cry. Take it easy. You're alright. Don't cry. Go.
I don't know why, but the way he sounds here is so funny. This is Walt Disney before he really made the Mickey Mouse voice the way it is, so it's like him to try to develop it. Basically, there's like no voice actors. He just, oh, here's my voice. And it just sounds so funny and goofy. He's like, here you go. It's so high-pitched. Jeez, I don't know why that's funny as hell to me. But yeah, Mickey Mouse is a pretty good guy in this. He saves Minnie's and he tries to cheer her up afterward, instead of trying to forcefully kiss her like he did in a couple other cartoons. This is the evolution of character. He's getting some growth. And while there's a new setup and all the other stuff, the rest of the cartoon is, you guessed it, more dancing with animals, which is fine. But it does get a little repetitive. And that's it, really. Thank you for watching this. If you want to see more, subscribe. I'm not sure if I will be doing more, but maybe I will, depending on how you guys react. The 1930s cartoons are not copyrighted, but maybe I will do them. Maybe I'll go back and do the non-Mickey ones back before the 1928, because that'd be pretty interesting to see. What do you guys think? Tell me below in the comment section down below, and tell me what your favorite one is. I will hopefully have a link to my letterbox list of all the Disney Mickey Mouse cartoons I currently am ranking, because why not? Well, that is it for today, and thank you for watching. See you then. See you later, I should say.